Hey everybody, and thank you so much for joining me today here on Blind Whiskey Reviews, the most honest reviews on YouTube. Today we're doing another Speedy Sample review, and if you have not joined me for one of these before, we've got 24 samples in these two boxes. These are made up of whiskeys sent to me by distilleries to review, whiskeys sent to me by friends out there in the whiskey world, and whiskeys that I've already reviewed, put in a sample bottle a few months after we open that bottle so we can see how the whiskey's doing with a little bit of airtime. If this is a re-review, I'll link it up here and down in the description below. We've got our random number generator programmed with 24 samples. We're going to hit it 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Sample number 4. Easy enough. Crack the whiskey. Pour a little bit in the glass. Already looks like a nice dark color. Put the cap back on, looking away. And let's get the nose. Big rich nose already, very dark in color. Big pop of light fruits, apple, pear. There's some vanilla. There's some berry qualities there, like strawberry. Almost smells like licorice, like a Twizzler. Definitely some oaky, woody notes in there. Caramel. Smells great. And definitely smells a little hot. I'm definitely getting a bit of a tingle on the nose, so I'm not getting too deep into this glass. But it smells fantastic. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. Definitely hot. Big burn on the tongue. Tingle on the lips. I'm going to take another taste. Obviously, that's the first taste, coating the palate, but flavors are a little bit different than the nose is leading me to believe. Definitely much less sweet than it smells. Let's get another taste, though. So, this is another one that tastes to me like it's a bit young, and it's been aged in a way that gives it a little bit more character than maybe it would normally give if it was like a Kentucky whiskey. To me, this is reminiscent of, at least at this point, it kind of tastes like some of the Texas whiskeys that I've had where, you know, the extra heat kind of, they say it ages faster, but I really don't think that it does. The extra heat kind of just helps it get a few unique characters from that oak into the whiskey. There's not a lot of sweetness here. There's a lot of like bitter tannins. There's definitely like an oaky character. There's some barrel char there. Let me get another taste. Up front, there's just the ever so like kind of front to mid palate. There's just the slightest hint of like some brown sugar, some light fruit. I mean, you're getting hints of these light characters, but they're very, very faint in the background. You get a bit more of a grassy note and a lot of this bitter tannic notes. And this dark color, like I said, it just leads me to believe this thing was aged in a way that isn't the norm for like a Kentucky whiskey. So, there's interesting stuff going on in here. It's just you really got to dig for it and look for it. It doesn't jump out at you. None of those beautiful flavors that were, or aromas that were on the nose really pop on the palate. Like I said, the heat on this is high, so I'm going to say this is maybe like 115, 120 proof. I mean, it definitely feels on the palate like it's up there. It doesn't necessarily drink that hot, but it definitely feels like it's that hot. yeah, I can't say a ton about it. There's just not a lot of flavors standing out in this whiskey right now. So with that being said, it's perfectly drinkable, decent whiskey. I just don't think its complexity is where I like it to be. So for me, this is going to be a 79. I think it's perfectly good. I think this whiskey will be better with more age on it, and real age. I mean, this really doesn't taste like it's much more than like 2 or 3 years old to me at this point, with some of these added characters. And like I said, I don't know if you can see this color, but it's a crazy dark color, so something's going on here. Anyways, let's see what this whiskey is. This is, just as I thought it may be, a Texas whiskey. This is Ironroot Hubris. Oh, I nailed the proof. 117.8 proof. I nailed the age. Age 29 months, straight corn whiskey. So that's interesting. I haven't drank too many corn whiskeys, so this is probably the first one I've reviewed on the channel, I think. Like I said, lots of beautiful aromas on the nose. They just don't translate onto the palate with this pour right now. Like I said, you're just not getting, it tastes young. It is young. It tastes young, but it tastes like a Texas whiskey. It tastes like that extra heat kind of imparted some of those unique flavors that Texas whiskeys do. But again, I've said this a lot of times, I think it's a big misnomer that Texas whiskeys age faster. I think they just age differently and they have a different character to them, but I don't really feel like they age faster because this definitely tastes like a young whiskey, which is exactly what it is. So I'm very curious to see how their whiskey turns out after it actually does have a couple more years on it. You know, when this hits 4, 5, 6 years old, I think it could be really, really good because some of that real complexity is going to come in from that wood and round this thing out a little bit. I think you're getting a lot of character from the wood in terms of like the bitter tannic notes, but I don't know that it's necessarily the best thing for this whiskey at this point. I think some real age is really going to help it. So if you've had a chance to try some of the Ironroot whiskeys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. This sample was provided by the distillery, so thank you very much to Ironroot for sending this out. I really want to try some of their other whiskeys and see how those go. I've heard some different notes on a couple of their other ones, and I really want to try them. So I'd love to hear what you guys think of any of their whiskeys that you tried. So definitely leave me a note down below. As always, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at blind_reviews. You can catch me on Instagram also at Mission Bottle Kill, where I'm posting pictures of all kinds of people emptying out great bottles of whiskey. So if you want me to post your pick, just tag at Mission Bottle Kill in your post. And you can send me an email at blindwhiskeyreviews, that's whiskey with an E, @gmail.com. And until next time, cheers.